Good evening, everyone. It's Mike here. This is Dark Souls 2, and meet Kryto.
Who are you? I thought you were that bastard for a moment. You've set me free. Now I can find him. The cheeky prick. He won't know what hit him. I am Creighton of Mirror. I travel from land to hone my blade. I've heard this land was full of danger. I thought it would suit me perfectly. I joined forces with a man on the way, but he was no more than a backstabbing knave. He took the first chance he had to try and off me. I decided to set a trap for him here. But then I got trapped myself. I can't believe that I was so dense. Thank the stars that you came along. You be careful of him. Pate, I think he said. He wears this rather unusual ring. You'll know it when you see it. I've seen his type before. He kills entirely for the pleasure of it. I'm sure I won't be his last victim. The man's better off dead, I tell ya. He's a slick talker, so don't let him fool ya. Pate, the man with a strange ring. Watch out for the slimy rat. And don't you believe a word he says. I'll find the common footpad and put an end to his roguery.
So that's Crichton's dialogue exhausted there. Hi again. So yeah, I included this. So this is the Undead Lockaway, which is the bonfire I didn't show on video before, but you get the key from a bit further down this path. And this is also my attempt to use the Drang Leg Sword. But I don't have enough dex for this, but I seem to do some damage too. And his sword flew off there, which I thought was quite weird. Yeah, so Pate is not what he seems. He's not the friendly English gentleman you thought he was. To be fair, I always thought he was the creepy bastard that is Peter Serafinowicz, but you know. Yeah, so I was attempting to use the Drang Leg Sword here and failing miserably because I don't have enough dex for it. I mean, it's alright against one rogue, but not against two at the same time. So this is the path. This is a short video. This one. This is the path from Huntsman's Copse. So you'll remember this is the path towards the Skeleton Lord's boss fight. In fact, that's where we're headed. We're headed back there. Yeah, so this is how you get to Harvest Valley. Because even though I've got the guide and I wasn't really paying attention, it took me a little while to work out how to get here. Everyone said you go through the Skeleton Lord's room, and it took me ages to work out where the door actually was, despite the fact the game gives you a nice whacking great big clue on your way. But I decided to deal with a few of the enemies down here as well, rather than just run straight past them. It's this kind of group of bandits here which is where you find the Undead Lockaway key, which lets you into that bonfire, which is kind of handy, especially if you're dying to the Skeleton Lords a lot. I know a few people who've had a lot of bother with that boss fight. These guys with fucking poison arrows. And you're gone. So yeah, in this little kind of yurt thing, dome, where there's two bandits, you get the Undead Lockaway key. And you're out of there. And might as well get rid of this one for good measure. And you're out of there too. Quite nicely tidied up, don't you think? So, yeah, you just run straight down here, and we get to the Skeleton Lord's boss room. I don't think I go item hunting at any point here, so it's just straight to the room. And that door there, that's your clue. So it fell off. That's your clue as to where it was. See, I was looking at kind of the outer edges of the boss room, just pretty long. there it is, there's the door. I wasn't even looking in this direction, I completely missed it, so it took me my own stupidity took me about half an hour to work out that this was here. Again, this is a kind of traversal route, and I've still got my shield up because I'm absolutely paranoid. There's supposed to be a little bit of a safe zone, so you pull this lever and bring down the bridge. We want to talk to another important NPC when we get into Harvest Valley. There you go. Bridge is slow as shit. Let us down and we're on. Pretty bleak area. Standard checking around for items. So you want to watch out, because to your right is the first bonfire when you actually get into this area. But pay attention to the puddle that you have to walk through to get to it. Yeah, you just roll off, you don't need a ladder. Yeah, again, being utterly paranoid. Poison ahead, and then bonfire! Ahead, then try right. So that little pit, kind of pit there. Yeah, there's the bonfire. So now you got to run through this, but if you watch what happens, I don't know why I decided to take it. There's never any items under. This poison sticks to you. It's not just like running through poison mist. So it builds up quite quickly, and then it keeps building for a little bit. So whatever you do, don't roll through that pond, puddle, whatever you want to call it. Sprint through it. Apparently later on you can actually get rid of this when you beat the area boss. Or when you burn the windmill or something, I don't know. Apparently that goes away. So, important NPC
Are
number
you a
2.
traveller? I'm Chloanne, an ore-stone trader. I travel about collecting rare stones, which I sell to make my living. I never planned to visit this God's forsaken place. But I don't know. I just sort of ended up here. I must have just wandered in. But now that I'm here, I've been scouting around for rare bits. Oh, don't look at me like that. Many of these stones are quite useful. For instance, certain stones are used in smithing. Oh, now your ears prick up. I've extras if you can pay. This is my trade, after all.
Yes, so Chloanne the Orestone Trader. So, I forget which blacksmith it is, because I probably haven't reached him yet. But you can fuse ore stones onto your weaponry. But only once you've gotten her back to Medulla, I believe. But she'll sell you ore stones, and you can kind of enhance weapons. So it's kind of like another kind of separate way of doing, like kind of enhancements.
I came here in search of rare
apparently
stones,
it's pretty good though.
The place is nothing like I was told.
As usual, exhaust
All
her
this
dialogue and she'll
poison.
head back to Medulla.
You can't get very far inside. Don't just go haplessly wandering about.
I've just noticed that skeleton on the right hand side of the image, its head is shaking slightly.
These stones may look all the same, but to the trained eye, each is unique. Some of them are used to smith weapons and armor, and some unique stones provide special benefits. Some of them are extremely rare and should be used with great thrift. None of the differences are easily spotted, but I've learned quite a lot, really. Drang Lake. How is it that I ended up here? It's funny. I can't seem to remember. I've searched every nook and cranny here. I suppose it's time to move on. Perhaps we'll meet again, if we live that long. I've searched perhaps we'll... I suppose it's about time I moved shop.
So now she'll appear back in Majula. It was kind of at this point that I decided to stop. I had a look around. Big fucker there that you have to deal with later as soon as you go down there. Poison mist, skeletons that spawn. If you look up, there's Earthen Peak. But for now, good night. We'll show you some of that in the next video. Thanks for watching, and please do subscribe.